Good morning, Doc. Good morning, everyone. We are the Group 2 reporters. I'm Flor de los Caborles, together with Ma'am Paras Ann and Ma'am Lozada Jeremy. Today, we will be presenting our assigned topic, creating a math and science rich learning environment. For the objectives or the purpose in this topic, first is foster early curiosity and problem-solving skills through meaningful math and science exploration. Encourage hands-on, inquiry-based learning using developmentally appropriate tools and activities. Support foundational skills in counting, measuring, observing, predicting, and experimenting. Next, promote equity and engagement by connecting concepts to children, everyday lives, and cultural backgrounds. And the last, develop a positive learning identity as confident early mathematicians and scientists. Now let's begin. Young children are naturally curious and eager to explore the world around them. A math and science-rich environment in early childhood taps into this curiosity by offering intentional experiences that promote observation, classification, measurement, patterning, problem solving, and critical thinking. So that statement means that young children by nature love to explore and learn about their surrounding. We can create a math and science rich learning environment in early childhood. We build on this natural curiosity by providing purposeful activities that help them develop important skills. So these activities allow children to first we have observation. So, for example, observing things closely, um, like how a plant grows or how object moves. We have also classification. So, example, classify items, grouping objects by shape, color, or sizes. So, next we have also measurement. So, in measurement, pwede gid nato siya ma-apply sa math, di ba? So, example, by comparing length, width, or the volumes. Now, we have patterning. So, in patterning, to identify patterns in sounds, shapes, or the daily routines, pwede man. So, we have also problem solving. For example, solve problems in math, just like figuring out how to balance or get water from one place to another. Next, we have critical thinking. So, importante gid na may asking questions or making predictions. So, in a simple term, such as environment, helps children become thinkers, explorers, and it can also title scientists and mathematicians. So all in a way, that's fun and developmentally appropriate. Now let's proceed. According to the National Association for the Education of Young Children, or the NAEYC, embedding math and science in everyday play supports conceptual understanding while encouraging language development, cooperation, and persistence. So in this statement, means that the NAEYC, including math and science concept in children, daily play activities is a powerful way to help them truly understand these ideas. So instead of just memorizing, children learn better when they explore math and science through real life or the hands-on experience like building blocks, cooking, sorting objects, or playing in nature. At the same time, this kind of play helps also children. First is language development. So develop language skills by talking about what they observe and do. So we have also cooperation. So learn to cooperate with other group, play, and problem solving. So the last is persistence. So build persistence by trying out solutions, making mistakes, and trying again. So in short, the play-based learning is that includes math and science doesn't just teach academic skills. So hindi lang academic skills ang makuha sang learners. It also support social, emotional, and communication growth in a natural and enjoyable way. So amo gid na ang impact sa play-based learning. Now, the last one, a math and science rich learning space is not just about having materials. It's about how children interact with those materials guided by thoughtful prompts and supportive adult facilitation. So this statement emphasizes that simply having a math and science materials like the blocks, the magnets, measuring cups, and etc. in a classroom isn't enough. So, hindi lang siya enough. What truly makes a learning space rich learning, kumbaga, nga agin tawagin na siya rich learning environment in how children use those materials and how teachers, caregivers, or adults guide the experience. So, amo na siya ginatawag na rich learning environment. For example, so maghatag tayo example or situation. A learner or a child might play with blocks, but when adult ask, si example, si teacher nag-ask, while ang learners or ang bata ga-play some blocks. So, how many more blocks do you need to make both towers the same height? So, it turns a simple play into a math learning. Kaya ga-ask si teacher kung pila daw ka towers ang mabuo kung the same sila og height. So, na-apply nato ang math learning. Now, another situation. If a child pouring between containers, the teacher says, which one holds more? So, that prompts scientific thinking. So, na-apply naman nato ang science. So, math and science rich learning environment or math and science rich environment happens when adults provide an open-ended question, challenges, and encouragement. So, helping children explore, think, and talk about what they are doing. So in the interaction and guidance, not just the tools that make the learning deep and meaningful. So take note again, rich learning environment, matawag lang nato siya rich if ano to gani, if the children, if the child use those materials and the teachers or the caregivers guide the experience. Amo na siya ginatawag na rich learning. So, I hope you've gained a better understanding of the concept of a rich learning environment. Now, let's move on to the next reporter. Ma'am Paras will presented and discuss the types or kinds of math and science rich learning environment.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Doc. my topic is about the types or kinds of math and science rich learning environment. So there are five. The first one is the physical learning centers. The second one is the outdoor and nature-based spaces, integrated learning corners, digital interactive resources, and the last one is the low spark and open-ended materials. So in physical learning centers, in math area, it includes manipulatives like blocks, counters, pattern blocks, measuring tools, and number lines. So this area or this setup encourages interactive learning, making math more concrete and accessible, especially for young learners. So in science area, equipped with magnifying glass, plants, rocks and materials, magnets, and light tables. So these areas support inquiry-based learning by allowing the student to explore questions and experiment with real object and scientific tools. And the second one is the outdoor and nature-based spaces. So example is gardens, water tables, sand pits, and sensory walks where children measure, pour, observe changes, and explore life cycles. And of course, the weather. And the third one is the integrated learning corners. It is a dramatic play area. Example is the grocery store or doctor clinic with embedded and measurement, counting classifications of the cause and effect scenarios. So the fourth one is the digital and interactive resources. So this is the age-appropriate apps, virtual manipulatives, example counting games, shape puzzles, or digital microscope that support early explorations. For age-appropriate apps, it is designed to build skills through games and activities. And for virtual manipulatives like counting games, shape puzzles, or interactive lines. For digital microscopes, it is allowing children to explore tiny objects in detail on the screen. These tools help develop early maths, science, and problem-solving skills, and they support independent exploration in a way that both modern and developmentally appropriate. The last one is the low parts and open-ended materials. So like buttons, sticks, stones, shells, recycled items used for classifying, patterning, counting, and building. So these open-ended resources encourage imagination, problem solving, and hands-on exploration, making them powerful tools for early math and science learning.